This episode is brought to you by the world's first reposado from Tequila Herradura, made with slow-cooked, hand-harvested agave sealed into oak barrels and aged 11 months before being enjoyed in your glass. Experience the world's first reposado, Tequila Herradura. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Tequila Herradura. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by Brown-Forman, Louisville, Kentucky. Herradura is a registered trademark. Copyright 2025 Brown-Forman Corporation.
Abercrombie denim is everything right now. Denim should feel like this. Confident, easy, like your butt has never looked better. If you didn't know, Abercrombie's Curve Love denim went viral in 2019 for eliminating waist gap, and it's still a game changer. Between that and their classic fits with a straighter line from waist to hip, the perfect denim does exist. Shop Abercrombie denim in the app, online, and in store.
It's Vann. Come on. All right. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? All right. Well, hey, it's Vann Newkirk. I know it's been a minute since you've heard from me here. 5 years, to be exact.
My family.
I'm Louis.
My mom, Patricia, my daughter, Destiny, and my cousin, Tasha.
Nice to meet y'all.
This table.
I done heard a lot about y'all. Nice to meet y'all. A lot has happened in the time since we put out Floodlines. The pandemic started to really shut everything down like the day we put out the show. And it's been one thing after another since then. There's been economic chaos. There were elections. There was an insurrection. There have been fires and hurricanes and floods. There's been a lot of death and a whole lot of grief. A lot of people live different lives than they did in 2020. Hell, I know I do. 5 years ago, when I was making Floodlines, I'd been thinking about Richard, the enslaved man who survived the hurricane in 1856 at Last Island, Louisiana. The next morning, the only building still standing on Last Island was that stable. Richard and the old horse had made it. Many other folks weren't so lucky. I was interested in memory and what disasters reveal about a place. My reporting took me to meeting somebody who, quite frankly, changed my life.
We'll have the trumpet player, the trombone player, the snap drum player, the bass drum player. And the tuba players will have sticks blowing.
Leanne Williams. You remember Leanne? She was 14 years old.
And I had this crush on this boy named Fonzo Jones.
She grew up around Tremay and Dumaine Street.
And Fonzo was the point guard.
Living in the Lafitte housing projects when Hurricane Katrina came and the levees broke.
And we heard it on the radio. And the man was like, he was in a panic. I repeat, get to safety, get to the Superdome.
She and her family went on an odyssey after the flood. And she came back to a totally different city.
3,000 people a day heading to Texas,
Arkansas
Florida,
will take 20,000 people.
And they are quickly filling up.
I'm not going back to New Orleans.
So if you push us out, what's going to be left? Just come look at things like a museum. Just come and looking at historic places and buildings, that's it. If you push us out, where the culture gonna come from?
If you haven't listened to Floodlines, I recommend starting from the beginning. In 2020, when we put the show out, I honestly didn't know if it would matter that much with so much going on. But I found out that I was wrong.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors as the coronavirus pandemic spreads. New York, California,
Whether it was
Illinois,
the early fears of looting during the pandemic or a black community being destroyed by a fire,
Altadena, and this entire hillside is on fire.
or FEMA's response to Hurricane Helene,
Deadliest hurricane for the U.S. since Katrina in 2005. And the
people kept coming back to Hurricane Katrina as a point of reference.
That rumor gets spread. You know, we dealt with that in Katrina too, Laura.
As it turned out, this show about generations of New Orleanians contending with catastrophe, grief, memory, displacement, and being left behind by our government still had some important lessons for the present. In 2020, we left the show's narrative unfinished, on purpose. Leanne and the others we met, Fred and Alice and Sandy and General Honoree, were all still living with the legacy of Katrina and making meaning from it themselves. They were still living their stories. But also, as it turns out, I couldn't quit Floodlines so easily. I had become connected to the people I'd interviewed, who'd shared their lives with me. I'd spent hours and days talking to them, eating meals with them, hanging out. I cared about what happened to them. Before, I had been thinking about Richard, but now I was thinking about Leanne. After the show came out, I saw that she'd gone through even more tough times. I also saw that she was celebrating. A new home, a new job, a kid who was doing well in school. So, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of Katrina, I decided to visit New Orleans.
Look at her. We're going to tear him up? We're going to tear you up
I don't know. I ain't lost in a minute. I paid Leanne a visit and talked to her family and met her daughter, Destiny, for the first time. When we last spoke, you were what, 11?
Yeah.
11 years old. And Leanne told us a whole lot about you. So, and she posts about you on Facebook all the time.
Look what she did.
Always. I seen the honor roll. You got the
Yep, honor roll every year. Two times in a row.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm a proud parent, of course.
Look, catch me up. What's been going on with you the last 5 years?
Changed jobs. I moved. I'm in a different spot, and I'm in a different place that I was than 5 years ago.
What kind of place?
I'm at a peace state, like letting things go that don't mean me no good. You know, I'm trying to just go a different route.
I wanted to know more about that different route. So I stayed a little while. From the Atlantic, this is a special episode of Floodlines. Part 9, Rebirth. It's Sunday, after church time, when we meet Leanne. We're trying to hurry up and talk so we can get back across town to catch a second line before it rains. We're in Leanne's new home, and the living room is full of family, everybody just shooting the breeze. She rents here and lives with her mother, Patricia, and with Destiny. It's a quiet street. What's this neighborhood we in?
We in Pontchartrain Park.
Pontchartrain Park. It's a historic neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
So last time we met, you were out in the east.
Oh, for him.
So back then, in 2020, Leanne lived in a smaller place off a busy road in New Orleans East. She was working around the clock to provide for Destiny. It was far from the part of the city where she'd grown up. And she told us then how much she resented being forced away from the only home she'd known. New Orleans East was a tough place to live. After the floodwaters receded, it became sort of a holding area for people pushed out from the core of the city by rising rents and gentrification. When Leanne was living there, it was known for crime, violence, for food deserts, for pollution, for all the things you don't want when you're raising a little girl.
I just feel like we just was forgotten about, pushed into different neighborhoods, and the East is dangerous. It's dangerous out there. Mm-hmm. Don't pump gas at night, huh? You on E, just try to make it home on E. Mm-hmm. The East, and a lot of crime is happening now, especially with our youth. When I was a kid, you could easily go to the gym, get on a swimming team, double dutch team, anything. They don't even have activities like that no more. So it's easy for the youth to get into things and get in trouble. There's a lot of carjacking. They're doing that now, for fun. The
East had felt like a magnet for tragedy. And sure enough, in 2023, when Destiny was around the same age Leanne had been during Katrina, catastrophe struck again. But this time, it was a more personal kind of storm. Leanne's stepfather, Jeffrey Hills, the man who helped raise her and who tried to protect her during Katrina, died suddenly in his sleep at the age of 47. Talking there in Leanne's living room, the loss still felt recent and present.
That was 2 years ago.
People say that's a long time, but that's not a long time.
That's not.
Yeah. How you dealing with it now?
Better than 2 years ago, but we still take it day by day.
The room got a little quieter. Everyone was still grieving. Patricia, Leanne's mom, had lost her husband and partner. For Leanne, a father and everything but blood. Jeffrey was smart, and he loved books, and he'd always taken pride in her academics. Destiny was his only grandchild, and he spoiled her. But Jeffrey wasn't just a cornerstone of the family. He was a special part of the whole community. If you were in New Orleans, you knew Jeffrey. He was a veteran tuba player in the city, and he played with basically all the big brass bands. He taught and mentored young musicians. I'd seen him play before I even met Leanne. His name gets mentioned with all the legends who've come through here. And just like it had been for them, for Tuba Fats and Kerwin James and all the rest, when he died, his comrades played in his honor. They played for days. And when it came time to put Jeffrey to rest, they threw a second line like you ain't never seen. All back in the heart of the 6th Ward, where Leanne used to live.
And when he had his funeral and everything, and it felt like the New Orleans before Katrina. His friends from the band, everybody, musician, every musician we knew in the was there for him. And it was Jazz Fest time. A lot of people didn't go to Jazz Fest. They came. He had gigs lined up for Jazz Fest and everything. So a lot of the musicians didn't go to Jazz Fest. They came there for his funeral. And my family all was together. Everybody was laughing. And it just felt like the Treme area where I grew up in.
It was like a trip back in time. Back when cousins lived down the street and they used to play Pity Pat. It was bittersweet that it took death to bring back a little bit of the old magic. But there would be more death before long. More people to grieve and more reasons to reminisce on the old days. The day after Jeffrey's funeral, Leanne found out her brother Christian was gone too.
My brother was staying with me. He died. He got killed 2 blocks from my house as soon as he left from my house. He got his bike out the yard and somebody killed him.
Now she had to grieve her stepfather and her brother, and to be a support for everyone else. All the trauma of Katrina, all the moving and all the setbacks, all the big life changes like becoming a mother, it had all forced Leanne to grow up early. Christian's and Jeffrey's deaths were like a second growing up. For Leanne, what this all meant was that she would have to try to be the kind of cornerstone that Jeffrey had been. She felt like the family was being driven apart, and she wanted to do what she could to hold everything together.
I'm grown now. People depending on me and things like that. And I gotta make sure our family get together.
Do you feel like it's harder to keep up with people now that you're spread out?
Yeah, it is. We probably, say a thing or two on Facebook with each other.
On Sundays like this one, Leanne tries to get as many people in one place as she can to eat and chat or watch Saints games. And during Mardi Gras season, she goes all in. The main event for the family is Endymion. It's one of the biggest Mardi Gras parades, and every year thousands of people march. It's a time.
I made a Facebook page, a family, it's called Endymion, And we get on there, we say who's bringing what and what time, who's holding the spots down. And we all get together for Endemic since I was a kid. And, I just kind of keep the tradition going on for our kids.
For her kid, for Destiny. I know she's sitting right here, but can you tell us a little more about Destiny?
Oh, my God. Destiny, she's smart, she's kind, very headstrong. I have a good baby. I do.
She sounds like you.
Yes.
She sounds like you. Smart, headstrong.
Yes.
Oh, you think so? Leanne's mom, Patricia, is there behind me.
Very smart. Mm-hmm. Yes. Very smart. Just like her mom, very smart. Yeah, I'm proud of her. I am. I'm a proud parent. Like, you tell your child things and, it go in one ear and out the other sometimes, but when they actually listen and do what you say, that's a blessing.
And we heard, you told us Destiny just got your first job, right?
Yeah.
How long you been working there?
Probably a month or two now?
About 2 months.
About 2 months.
So what's that, 2-3 paychecks?
Yeah,
so
I think
far?
so.
3 paychecks.
3 paychecks.
Yeah.
All right, how's that feel?
Good. It feels good to have your own money and buy your own stuff. I like my job, though. It's nice, fun. And then you meet a lot of people from all over the world because there's a tourist mall.
In a lot of ways, Destiny is just like any other 16-year-old. She wants to get her license. She had a little marching band drama. She's spending those paychecks. She goes to the mall with her friends. But she's also dealing with things that will be hard for anyone, let alone a teenager. She's coping with loss and has witnessed her fair share of violence. Aside from the get-togethers her mom organizes, she doesn't always have the same closeness to family that Leanne did before the flood. It's like there's some ghost of Katrina that haunts parts of her life. It's eerie to see that ghost whenever she watches the old footage and documentaries. How do you think about Katrina? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
A disaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I watch it, sometimes it'll be heartbreaking to watch it because you see the people with their family, babies and all that. It's hot, nobody to help them. You're like, these people is really out here for days doing this, trying to get food. Nobody coming to help him, water everywhere, clothes sticky. I don't want to be like that after no hurricane. It was just a lot. A lot to take in, especially for the people. I know it was a lot for them. People dying, that's a lot.
Well, you look at those documentaries and imagine your mama going through that?
I could see her, I could just see her scared, nerves bad. She already nerve-wracking now, so I could just see her when the hurricane hit after it. Probably worrying, my grandma worrying, everybody in the house.
Yes.
Naturally, Destiny doesn't have the same fears and anxieties that Leanne has. She likes to poke fun at her mother for being skittish whenever a storm comes around. But Leanne says she's learned her lesson. She's evacuating every time. It doesn't matter how much Destiny jokes about it.
She'll leave even if it's in one category store, hurricane. She'd be so scared. We leaving, let's go, we leaving. We ain't waiting to see if it's getting stronger or not. We leaving.
Well, she never experienced something like that before. And she never will, because we're leaving.
We leaving.
I don't care what.
I don't want to go through nothing like that again.
No, indeed. Then I have a child, so I know how my mom them felt.
I just remember my baby being scared.
Leanne and Patricia walk through the floodwaters together. They have a shared story and shared memories that I'd heard before from Leanne. Now, hearing things from Patricia's point of view, as a parent myself, helped me really understand just how agonizing it all was.
She was the oldest and she got the most experience and, she knew about it and she was scared, and stuff like that when Hurricane Katrina hit. And, I just remember my baby asking if, Mama, we gonna die? And I said, no, we're not, honey. I said, God got us. We gonna get out of here.
In that moment, Leanne had come to understand just how vulnerable she was. It wasn't just the storm or the flood. The city and the federal government had turned their backs on her. It all left a mark.
I said, they're going to leave us here to die. They don't care. I hear stories about, you know, black and this and that and poor communities and, you know, these things I hear about, but to actually go through something and live it, that's something different. Like, nobody's coming to save us. I mean, newborn babies out there, they have dead bodies just laying. Older folks can't take it. They're just dropping. I'm like, my God, this is real.
And so you said never again to that.
I'm not taking, she not going through that. She not. Now, just in her mind to worry about something like that so young, to worry about if she's gonna die or if somebody's coming to save, no, she would never. Not if I have breath in my body. She not waiting on nobody to rescue her but me. I'm gonna be the one.
When I last sat down with Leanne, way back in 2020, I played her tape from my interview with the ex-FEMA director, Michael Brown.
So you tell Leanne I'm sorry. But you tell Leanne that her responsibility is to understand the nature of the risk where she lives and to be prepared for it, knowing that somebody's not going to come, the shining knight in armor is not going to come and rescue her when that fear sets in.
It feels like Leanne's response to that is to become the knight in shining armor for everyone else, to take care of people, to make sure that her daughter and her family never feel abandoned like she did. I asked her if she saw Destiny's childhood as like an alternate reality version of her own, one without that abandonment. You were 14 when you had to leave the city. Destiny is 16. Do you see maybe in Destiny like what that childhood could have been like without that disaster?
I think about it. I used to think about it a lot. Like, where would I have ended up? Would my life, you know, still be the same, or would I would have went off to college like my daughter wants to do? But now I'm like, I'm where I'm supposed to be exactly. This is where God wants me to be, you know? I'm where I'm supposed to be today.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive, a leader in boat insurance. Welcome aboard to Carefree Boating. Here, we don't worry about the what-ifs, because we explore with Progressive Boat Insurance for as little as $100 per year for a basic liability policy. Progressive also offers a variety of other coverages and can help you cover repair costs when you need it. And with discounts like multi-policy, safety courses, responsible driver, and more, your mind can really float free. Cruise on over to Progressive.com to get a quote today and see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Rate and discounts not available in all states or situations.
It's crazy. There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be than here. I love it. It's my home. It's my home. I love New Orleans. I done been to Arizona, Texas, Mississippi after Katrina. Nothing like New Orleans. Nothing's like New Orleans.
One of the things Leanne talks about a lot is how much she loves her new neighborhood. She says it's safer, and her street is quiet and peaceful. And it's a bit closer to where she grew up.
It's better out here?
Yeah, it's much better.
It's pretty out here. And you got the levee right there. You was on the levee in the east,
Yes.
so you go up on both. You still go up there with daiquiris or not?
We had wine. We had wine.
You had wine. Okay, so it's a classy establishment.
Yes,
we had wine. Okay.
We have our wine nights. Look, I was with my best
Now
friend.
Destiny's the one who goes up to the levee most often, but to walk her mom's dog, an adorable French bulldog named Frenchie.
No, right tip.
Right up there?
Not right here.
It's grass. I wanted to check it out, so we took a walk together.
You going about an even higher grade.
You going... It's not like the levee at the old place, where you could climb up and see into the water, which Leanne loved to do. But up here, maybe it's best that the water is out of sight. The levees here overlook the industrial canal, where it meets the lake. It's a critical point in the complex system of flood control that defines New Orleans. In 2005, certain parts of this very neighborhood stood under 15 feet of water after the levees were overtopped. There's a new floodgate now, built by the good old Army Corps of Engineers, that's supposed to stop that from happening again. Leanne is not so sure.
We sitting in a boat. Mississippi, Pontchartrain, we just surrounded by water. We below sea level. So just imagine the water's on top of us and the city just down here. The water sits like that, so that's why we below sea level. So it's just going down. You can't go up, you're going down. So that's scary to think about too, where we live. We below sea level. I showed you that before. Like I explained that to you.
Now you see why I don't stay down here? That's another cue for me to go.
Keep moving, huh?
Destiny is kind of over it. She's heard a lot about Katrina from her mother. When she was younger, Leanne even made her sit through a class she put together for Destiny and her friends.
They had a classroom. I fed them every day. They had lunch and everything, breakfast.
And during our
They
work.
had their lunchtime, and then they had their time when their parents come pick them up.
So were you rolling your eyes?
Was I?
And one day they watched a documentary of Katrina, and they had to write about it.
Yes.
Like different things.
My grandpa Jeffrey was in the documentary. Walking in the water with my auntie.
Walking my auntie here.
Even with all the teenage eye rolling, you can tell Destiny is proud of her family story, especially of her grandfather. And that brought Leanne and Destiny back to talking about Jeffrey, about how much he meant to them, and how he represented what New Orleans used to be. They pulled up a video of his funeral and started reminiscing.
And the band came in the funeral home.
Oh, wow.
Look how big it was.
Look at that.
So pretty.
My pastor said, I never seen a celebration like this. My God. The band come in the funeral home.
Yes, that was nice.
Standing here in the grass, by the levees, the sun slipping behind a cloud, we watched together.
They had so many people out there, and so many people in the
When they
funeral
opened
home.
the door.
When they opened the door, that's when you really saw the people. All the people wasn't even in the funeral home. They had
There was
people
people
standing outside.
He was well known, a tuba player.
They had 11 tubas out there for him.
It seems to me like they weren't just mourning Jeffrey, but also how they lived and who they were. It got Leanne to thinking about her childhood in the 6th Ward and to telling Destiny stories she'd already heard 100 times.
We just did that. If my cousin had a tambourine, we'll sit on the corner and they'll just make a beat, and we'll just start doing like little songs and stuff like that. That's what we did with each other. We'll all say something.
Yo, it's raining.
And then it started to rain.
It's about, we gotta move.
Oh Lord, we don't want the sugar to melt, huh?
I got gel in my head. What you talking about?
We split up and dried out for a little bit. I put some more gel in my hair. In the evening, we met back up with Leanne and Destiny at an ice cream parlor uptown.
That dude. I'm getting a Creole clown. He's dressed up like a clown with the ice cream. I want to take a picture of it for the aesthetic.
Destiny did get that Creole clown ice cream for the aesthetic.
So they serve it upside down.
And they got whipped cream.
It's too cute.
Yes.
I thought it would be nice to end my time with Leanne and Destiny with an ice cream. Back during Katrina, when Leanne was escaping the flood, after she'd waded through rat-infested waters, cut her foot stepping on something sharp, and climbed up onto the baking hot freeway, she saw a man with a cooler who handed her and her family ice creams.
He's saying, ice cream is hot. I got ice cream, cold drinks, and water. Come on, baby, get y'all something to drink, and I know y'all, thirsty and stuff.
She told us she got a strawberry shortcake.
A strawberry shortcake. You ever had one of those? Yeah, it's good. I got one of them.
The moment has always stuck with me as a symbol of how we misunderstand disaster, and by extension, what really happened during Katrina. There's still, even today, a misconception that this disaster in particular, brought out the worst in people. That it exposed some latent savagery or lack of morals. But what I've seen over and over again is that Katrina really showed just how much people loved each other, how much they loved their communities and their city. What was exposed, though, was how little the country and that city loved them. It feels like, in her own way, Leanne is trying to rectify that.
Do you feel like you are like the heart of the family now?
Yes. And sometimes that get overwhelming. It does.
What do you do when you feel overwhelmed?
Pray. I pray a lot.
She's overwhelmed a lot. Being the person everyone else relies on is hard. And it can feel like every single thing is on her shoulders. She's doing her best to take up the role Jeffrey played. But now she understands how much of a toll that takes on a person.
It feels like I'm always responsible for everybody. Like everybody. And sometimes I'm like, who's responsible for Leanne? Having everybody begging, making sure everybody is good. And sometimes you're like, well, who, has my back?
But she also takes pride now in the fact that people around the city know her and know her story.
Do you feel like, between us and all the other stuff, would you call yourself an ambassador now for New Orleans, for the city?
Yes, I want to put my city on. I want to, bring light to my people, in New Orleans, no matter what race you is or not, because we family down here, and I just want to bring attention to that.
Leanne still believes in her city, and she wants to stake a new claim to it. She wants to own her own home in New Orleans. She's working as a phlebotomist and doing her best to support everybody and build up her credit.
That's gonna take a minute, but I'm gonna do it.
So ideally, what's your dream house look like?
I think about it all the time when I just see houses. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait especially to have something that, that I got, that I can probably leave my child, something I could call my own. Me and Destiny, we right by the lake. We love looking at those houses. We just go through looking at houses like, oh my God.
Like, oh, they pool big, they backyard big, that house so big.
Oh my God, this is living right here. We just,
What color is your dream door?
I want to say red, but
green.
Old school.
Yes.
She wants a red door, just like her grandma's house on Dumaine Street had.
Just about to say that, a big backyard. That's all she be wanting.
Oh, yes, indeed.
A big backyard.
Gotta have a big, my family's big, I got to have a big backyard.
She wants to be able to leave Destiny something of her own in New Orleans. But Destiny is looking at colleges out of state.
So, Destiny, if you leave, do you ever see yourself coming back?
Probably not. I'll probably come back for events stuff, probably like Mardi Gras and all that. But as far as coming back to stay, no.
It's the place where mother and daughter seem to differ most. Leanne was forced across the country and now across the city. and has spent her whole life since trying to get back. Destiny wants to see the world for herself, to get out, and she's got the grades to leave.
Have you taken any visits yet?
No, I ain't taking no visits yet. They be emailing me and stuff for visits, but I haven't really taken none.
They gave her $500.
Oh yeah, I had won a case scholarship for Mercer. It's at home in an envelope. Yeah, and if I go there, they'll give me $2,000 more plus the scholarships I've been built up on when I graduate.
You already getting scholarships?
Yeah.
She's saying it real low key, like, all right.
But still, for as much as Destiny maybe wants to get out of New Orleans, she's got her mother's story with her. She might not know Katrina firsthand, but she knows the importance of taking care of people.
Anybody tell y'all are pretty similar?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Say our personalities similar.
My cousin told me all the time, she was like, you hard on her, but she's really strong-minded. You don't have to worry about her. Destiny knows her way. She was like, you need to give her more credit than what you're doing, because she's a good kid.
Do you, when people compare you to your mother, is that something where you roll your eyes? Or?
Yes, I be like, oh my God. They be like, oh girl, you act just like your mama and how she acted when she was younger, but just a little bit more better or something. I was like, oh girl, he didn't go with this again.
Leanne wants to protect Destiny and to give her the things she didn't have. But I wonder if maybe she's got it backwards. Maybe her family has the thing that other families, rich and poor, black and white, need. Maybe they've got what other people are searching for. The things we lost in our own personal floods over the past 5 years: family, community, and connection. We lost memory. We lost time. What we need is care.
So how was the ice cream?
Well, that was good.
It was.
I'm gonna most definitely get that again.
The clown was solid.
Yeah, he still got his eyes in his hat, but.
Okay. If I could eat dairy,
You can't eat dairy? You should have told me that I would have picked something else.
No, this is fine. This is fine. Look, between the dairy and the shellfish, I come here and I fast.
We finished our ice creams and walked out into the summer. And then Leanne and Destiny went home. Floodlines is a production of The Atlantic. This episode was reported and produced by me and Jocelyn Frank. The executive producer of audio and our editor is Claudine Ibaid. Our managing editor is Andrea Valdez. Fact check by Will Gordon. Music by Chief Adjua and Anthony Braxton. Sound design, mix, and additional music by David Herman. Special thanks to Nancy DeVille. You can support our work and the work of all Atlantic journalists when you subscribe to The Atlantic at theatlantic.com/listener.